Erica, welcome. The person who unalived him was actually dating a trans woman. It was clearly a hate crime. Yes, I would like to say that, but there's also a lot of conspiracies going around that it's the deep state is set up, that he didn't really shoot the gun or pew pew, and all kinds of things. So that's what I want to discuss. It seems to me that there's a lot of inconsistencies with what's going on. There's a lot of things that haven't been put out there that should be. I think people are making conspiracies to try and hide that it was to do with his opinions on trans. Yes, because who's making these conspiracies? It's the left, and they're saying that it has to do with the Mossad, with Israel, that this Tyler Robinson wasn't really a leftist, that he was a ultra-right conservative, and that they're trying to blame it all on the right. And which I want to talk to somebody who thinks that way, because it's totally makes no sense. Why would they choose a trans person to commit the crime if they wanted to blame the right? Doesn't make any sense. So my thoughts are that I think it's bigger than this one dude, this Tyler, because if you know what Charlie Kirk was talking about, he was talking about the left, the Democrats. And he was starting to expose, like, all the stuff, the Russian conspiracy during the first Trump administration, Obama, Gates, everything that has to do with the first Trump administration. And he was advocating for exposing these people. And I think that has more validity to some kind of conspiracy than what the left keeps trying to push. Yes, exactly, which seems very odd too, that it happened exactly at that moment. And there's all kinds of videos going around pointing out that there was these security guys behind Charlie making these hand signals, and they're trying to say that these people were trying to communicate to someone, maybe Charlie, or not to Tyler on the rooftop, saying that it was like okay to like make your shot. And I don't know what to think about it. I really don't know. There's people that have come out security-wise and said that it's a call for a sniper. Another security said, it's just saying that everything's okay. There's a lot of controversy around what kind of security Charlie Kirk had. It obviously wasn't enough or adequate. So I have no idea. I'm asking a lot of questions. A lot of people are asking questions. A lot of things just don't make sense. But yeah, I do think it has to do with the left. So, and the Tyler guy he's in custody, he doesn't, all of a sudden now he's not being cooperative. I really don't know what he has to say about what he did. There's an article saying that he had a conversation with his father about Charlie being at the university. Exactly. I've seen so many trans people videos, just as shocked and horrid by what happened. Even they're getting pushback. Any people in the trans community who are speaking up and saying this wasn't right, this was bad, are getting mean comments and getting pushback from their own people in their own community. And they're like saying, what's wrong with you? And so yeah, and even they want to push this ultra right conspiracy that Tyler was involved with the alt-right community in the Nick Fuentes, these so-called groypers, what they're called. And Nick Fuentes came out and had a video saying that, he was not happy about this. He would disassociate. He said this guy was not part of us. There's no proof of any of that. It's all just made up stuff because they don't want to believe that a white cis man, a rich off man could do this. Well, then they sit there, who is this Mangione, the guy that unalived the health guy, the CEO of the health insurance guy? Exact same thing. He was a genius sort of person, and he flat out unalived this other person, and he got celebrated. And now the same thing, same type of guy. This guy had everything going for him, and then they want to sit there and say, that he couldn't be one of us because he was too white and well off and a Mormon. So yeah. And the part that I want to talk about especially is how everybody is, well, I mean, it's this a lot of people, it makes no sense to a lot of people, and people are just asking questions, and I feel like that's good. I feel like it's good to be asking questions, but like these people want to now even people on the right that were associated with Charlie are saying that they feel that he was alive because he was speaking out against Israel, and that somehow because of that, Mossad has to have something to do with it. So, which I find I've been looking at hours of interviews and videos of Charlie's, trying to figure out what his actual stance on Israel was, because I keep hearing that his views had changed recently and that he was starting to question things. And so that's why I'm like, give me some examples of what he actually said against Israel. And there's only two things that I can come up with, and that is he brought up the Epstein files, and there's a thought that Epstein was connected to the Mossad. And that's why, and then that has something to do with he wants the Epstein files to be released, and Trump administration isn't releasing them. In everything that he says about that, he does not blame Trump to the Epstein files. He absolutely did not believe that Trump was involved with Epstein. And even if he did, even if he was like on the periphery. He wasn't directly involved in anything that Epstein was doing. And so whatever it had to do with the Epstein files, that would be like something from the Trump administration, because the Trump administration isn't releasing the files. But I haven't read anything about him saying anything against the Trump administration about not releasing the files. The only thing that he has said is that he thinks that Epstein was connected to Mossad. Because that did come out originally, because Ghislaine Maxwell, her father, was involved with Mossad, and I guess her by association. So I think it's a possibility, but I don't know how that relates to anything. It's neither here nor there, whether he was or not. Just the fact that he wanted the Epstein files released doesn't make him a target for Mossad. Like, that's just stupid. And so yeah, if it was anything to do with that topic, nobody would have been found. It would be an unsolved murder. Yeah, exactly. The government are very high and full of secrets. Oh yes, I agree with that too. But my theory is, because the only thing that makes sense to me is there might have been collusion involved with the Democrat deep state side of the U.S. government to help actually this Tyler do what he did. That's what I'm thinking. And Tyler, it's going to come out that he was involved with Antifa. I mean, he was very because there was anti-fascist writings on his bullet casings or on his gun or whatever. Banjme, do you want to come up?
Yeah, what's this live about?
Oh, we're talking about Charlie Kirk. Do you know who that is?
Yeah. And like, what about it?
Well, I'm trying to talk to people about like what they think happened, because there's a lot of confusion and people think different things about what happened.
I think what happened is that he was speaking about gun violence at the same time, and somebody knew he was speaking about gun violence, and obviously he was like, oh yeah, what the heck, like, this bro has been saying so many things. He supports Israel. He's just not a good guy. I don't like him. He doesn't, accustomed to my standards. Let's, kill the guy. I don't know if I'm gonna get banned for saying that, but
so you think this guy Tyler did actually do it?
Probably.
Okay, no, that's fine. So why do you think that the left or these trans people, seems to be a lot of this happening in America with trans people doing these things, like unaliving people?
I think maybe because trans people, most of these people do not unaliving. They're mostly originally, a male, okay? And if they turn into a female, obviously, then they'll be like, oh, but I'm a female, but I'm weaker, because females are seen as like weaker. They can't really be seen as like someone who would live someone, even though they have the full capacity to. They can't really be seen as that. And then also to be seen like, but I felt discriminated. I felt as a trans woman, that I was under attack, and I feel like that's why it's risen, because it's just an excuse that, I'm trans, I'm a woman. And yeah.
So they feel threatened.
Yeah, they feel threatened.
So you think it seems to be more of a mental health issue.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's definitely not right to think that way. That you can just, pew somebody because you don't like what they have to say.
Yeah. What do you support?
What do you mean?
Like Israel, Palestine? Because like in your thinking is that?
Yes. I support Israel. I live in Israel. Yes, I am Jewish and I support Israel.
Oh, I support Palestine.
Where do you live?
I live in the UK. I'm not like, I just support Palestine because honestly, I would say I don't really support both. I want equality and I want freedom because yes, there are tons of Palestinians dying, innocent Palestinians being unalived in Palestine, but then there also are innocent Israelis, unaliving. But I think I feel like it's just war, it's just life, but I feel like it shouldn't really be happening. Yeah, but do you support the stuff that's happening in Palestine?
I support the idea of protecting the people of Israel to not be unalived by Islamic jihadists.
So the IDF can attack innocent people because they're
They're
protecting
not
you.
attacking innocent people, though.
Then why are children dying?
Okay. Children are dying because it's a war, and nobody seems to want to get the Palestinians out of the war zone. Everybody wants
it's
them
their home. It's their home, and Israel has just fully taken over because the United States said go and take that empty piece of land.
Well, the U.S. hasn't taken it yet. Israel hasn't taken it yet. Israel is in a situation.
But you guys are invading it. It wasn't never your land, and now you've just completely you wiped out all the architecture. I'm not saying you've wiped out. I'm sorry, that's my language. Your government has wiped it all out, and you support it.
None of this would have happened if H Group wouldn't have done anything on October 7th.
Well, this has been happening since ages. This has been happening for years, since the 80s. Yeah, but you don't have to take it to that extent. Israel literally said, "Oh, I'm not gonna bomb this place. Please stay there." And what did they do the next day?
No, Israel does everything to get the civilians out of the way before.
But what's the point? What's the point of bombing it?
Because H Group has used those buildings for military purposes. There are tunnels underneath it. They use it for vantage points, for lookouts, to store weapons.
But everything's gone.
That's H Group's fault, not Israel's.
No, that's Israel.
Israel has to get rid of.
They've wiped out everything. Everyone's passed.
What do you mean? Everybody's passed.
Not everybody, but most of the population. Everybody lives in pain and suffer, and then and it's not kind. And Palestine, no one's defending Palestine. The only country defending Palestine are countries with not the best army. You have the United States backing you. You have good countries backing you, and yet you want to act like the victim in all of this. It doesn't make sense to me. It actually doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, I can see where you would think that, but just because Israel has a bigger army and more weapons, you would think that would mean that nobody should mess with us because they're gonna, find out what Israel can do.
No, but Israel's just taking the mickey. Honestly, Israel's
I don't know what that means.
Israel's just taking the piss out of Palestine. Because Palestine's on its last life.
We still have hostages there that we're trying to get back.
For you.
Do you think we should be able to get them back?
Of course, but the hostages in your country, which are probably double the amount.
They're not hostages, they're prisoners.
They're prisoners. What did they do? What did they do to be classed as prisoners?
They tried to attack Israelis.
They tried to attack Israelis. Why did they try to? Can you give me one good reason why they tried to attack Israelis?
Because we just are here.
Because they're killing their family, right? They're unaliving their family, right? Because they're destroying their culture, their everything. That they have Palestine. The people in Palestine, they have nothing to lose. They've lost everything. And you sit here. You're on live. You live in Israel, right? You have a warm house. You have light. You're on TikTok live. And
there's plenty of people in Gaza who are on lives too.
Okay, but there's plenty of people who are just living in rocks. And the people in Palestine who are in lives, what do their houses look like?
I don't care. Why should I care how they're living? And civilians in Gaza celebrated when H Group brought our civilians back into Gaza. They celebrated and spit on them and hit them, and they were happy.
You know why? Because this is like the cycle. This is their mental effect, the mental state. Israel has done so much that in their mind it's just clockwork. Oh, I hate Israelis. I don't like them. I can't stand them. That's what's going on in their mind. They can't stand them. So when they see one, they're like, it's their fault, because they're not open-minded yet, you know, because they don't have time to sit down with their feelings, because they live in such a chaotic system. They don't have time to sit down and process everything. They don't. So once they see someone who lives a comfortable life, who's just an hour away from them, obviously they'll go nuts, because it's like, it's the dynamic is crazy. What do you mean? What do you mean a couple hours away from you is a warm house, a warm family, living healthy family? You're healthy. You're healthy, God. But people a couple hours next to you aren't healthy. They're on their last strand, and you don't care.
Okay, you obviously are not aware of the true nature of what goes on in Gaza. There are
But can you not
sections.
just have sympathy?
I lost my sympathy after October 7th. Okay,
Lost
there were. I was even against bringing the people from Gaza into Israel to work. Do you know that we brought like 15,000 people from Gaza into Israel every day to work? They worked in the kibbutzes around the outside of Gaza, and then that was supposed to make their life better. They got better paid.
Well, so you guys doing charity, you're the best country in the world. Honestly, I've never met a country. What do you mean you're going to destroy the country, and then you're gonna bring them and say, oh, but we brought them in. We brought some of them in. Yeah, but they lost our trust, because even I have sympathy for, you know, some the Israeli people who are living in this fear, living in this chaos. These Israeli people who are stuck in Palestine because they're being held as a hostage. But I also feel sympathy for both. So it's not fair for you to say, oh, but I lost sympathy October 7th because a country decided to stand up for themselves. A country decided to, you know, fight the war back. A country decided that they can't take it anymore. They've been getting pushed to the ground in their own land, and because they feel like, yeah, no, this is not right, and they stand up, it's a problem.
Okay, this is part of the propaganda that the H group wants you to believe. Okay, I'm telling you it's a lie, and I'll explain to you how it's a lie. Okay, H group in their charter, in their original charter, specifically says they do not want to live peacefully with Israel ever. There should be no Jews in this land. This land does not belong to the Jews. It belongs only to the Muslims. Okay.
Okay, but who said that?
It's in the Hamas charter. They're a jihadist group. They're Islamists, and they believe in Sharia in the Quran to the extreme that they want to wipe out every single Jew.
In the Quran, it says they want to wipe out every single Jew.
What?
Wait. What are you saying?
It's in their charter. They're part of the Muslim Brotherhood that came from Egypt.
So they're Muslim?
Yes.
People in Palestine are Muslim, basically.
Yes. Okay. They never wanted to live in peace with the Jews here. The fact that we just exist, it doesn't matter how we treat them. All the money that has been given to Gaza in the last 10, 20 years, they could have had, you know, a great country, an economy, and everything.
They can't if they're being bombed. They can't if everyone is against them. The whole of the Western community is against them.
You know, they're the number one grantor of humanitarian aid in the whole entire planet.
Wait, can I speak?
Yeah.
To develop, you have to have connections. And if the UK, United States, the two biggest countries in the world are against Palestine, how? They can't, the money in 10, 20 years. Do you know how long development takes? Development it doesn't take 10 years. Development doesn't take 20 years. Development takes centuries. Development takes ages. You know, they could borrow money from the World Bank. Yeah, sure, anyone could do that. But, you know, it will take long. There's no point of developing if they're going to be crashed down every single minute.
Okay, I think you're being very naive now.
Being naive?
Yes, because
development is hard. It's the truth. Development is hard. If development was easy,
Israel did not get Israel did not get the world to give them money, okay?
I don't think you're understanding this. There's a World Bank for every country, okay? Any single country can take money, as much money as they want from there, as long as they pay it back. Okay. It's the truth, you know? You learned it in school if you didn't know. But it's, you know, it happens. There's a World Bank, universal money, like it's literally infinite. Israel could have taken double the amount that Palestine took, developed their country. Anyone could take money. You know, but if you know how many countries who do not live in war and are not developed? Congo, Somalia, they're still not fully developed, and they don't live in war, for all I know. Chad, you know.
Okay, you don't know how many countries the EU in Europe, America has given the Palestinians so much aid through the UN, the United UNRWA. for the Palestinians, the refugees that are considered refugees. They get money from the UN, which the whole world contributes to. Okay. H Group, being the elected government in Gaza, would go and dig up pipes that other countries paid money for to improve their infrastructure, to use them for making bombs and other weapons.
So this means people should, you know, be unlived. Children should be unlived. Babies, mothers, fathers, daughters.
Okay, are you Muslim?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what a shaheed is, okay? You know that over half of those people, over half of those mothers have been videoed praising the unaliving of their children.
Excuse me?
You know.
No, wait, hold on. Isn't it a good thing that they're praising it because their child doesn't have to live in this violence and this community full of unrest, political unrest? Why are you laughing? I'm this is gonna sound evil, but it's a good thing that like their child has passed because they don't have to live in this political unrest. They don't have to live in this, you know, torture of a life. And the mother just wants their child to have a free life, you know. And I don't know why Palestine is still having babies. I'm not sure. They should actually stop having babies.
They're having
altogether.
babies so they can be unalived. That's
okay, but they're not. But at the same time, it's not fair. When they have a baby, they don't. Their first thought isn't like, oh, I want it to be unalived, is it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Unfortunately,
no,
in Gaza, it's that extreme.
It's that extreme because Israel made it that extreme. What? I'm sorry. I'm very open-minded. I support both sides, but it's the things like this. The things like you are very closed-minded. You're not opening your mind. I support both because, you know, I believe in equality. And if Israel's doing something wrong, that's wrong. If Palestine is doing something wrong, that's wrong. No debate. But there's obviously psychological factors behind it as well.
So you're excusing everything that happens on the Palestinian side. Because they're just two poor people, they just don't know any better. You have to excuse them because they don't.
But they do know they do know better, and I know they know better. But the thing is, Israel attacked first. Israel is stronger. Israel is better. Israel is more powerful. What can Palestine do?
That's why I said
it's not a lie. Can you answer me this?
What?
Do you have clean water?
Of course.
Do you have food?
Of course.
When you shower, is it warm water?
What's the point of this?
Israel is not privileged, and I know this is coming from a rich country. If you go to Palestine, there's not clean water in there. There's not clean water. There's not showers. There's not anything. There's no lights. There's no lights.
Do you know that Gaza, there is like beautiful mansions. They have swimming pools. There's plenty of water. Okay.
And whose house is this? The government's.
Hamas. Hamas has the best of everything.
Yeah. And are you a part of the government? Are you part of the IDF?
No.
No, you're not. You are average civilian. You're average citizen. You're average citizen, okay? And because you're an average citizen, normal, average Palestinian citizens are not living like this.
There are some.
But in your country, it's everyone.
Because they are not directly associated with H Group or not employed by H Group, there is a different standard in Gaza. But the people that are affiliated with H Group live very good, fat, entitled lives. The people.
Why?
Because they steal all the money. They steal all the resources.
No, because you can't say that. Okay, maybe they are a bit stingy. Okay, because I don't really know about that. I'm not educated on that. Okay, but it literally doesn't get rid of the fact that Israel is unaliving innocent civilians. Okay, but do you see the H Group unaliving do you see H Group taking away Israel as a country? You don't see that anywhere, do you?
It doesn't stop them from trying. They are a little part of the octopus ruled by Iran. Iran is controlling Hamas. Iran is the one who is giving Hamas money.
Palestine then? So it isn't Palestine then? So you're saying it's Iran now? Then you're blaming it on Palestine, but then you're also saying it's Iran controlling the H Group. What?
H Group wouldn't have as much power to do anything if Iran wasn't the one funding them and giving them information and intelligence and weapons training.
Can I tell you what's wrong with a country defending themselves? When a country is being beaten to the bone, it doesn't have. When you search up Palestine, you know what you'll see? Rocks on rocks. When you search up Israel, you know what you see? You'd see smiling people. You'd see universities. You see students. You see the happy people. You can't even find. I promise you, there's probably only 2 mosques in Palestine. Only 2 mosques. I promise you, there's probably even 1 hospital in Palestine.
Hi, I'm Alethea Katz. Okay, somebody else. This woman is an Israeli Arab. She might be able to talk to you about something if I can get her to connect.
Personally, I support both sides. I don't I'm not racist.
But can I ask a question?
Okay.
Like, just try to imagine you live in your home where you never had an option to choose where you'll be born, and suddenly someone shoot at you, missiles.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'd bleed out.
Just try, imagine yourself 5 years old,
Okay, I'm 5 years.
going to school in a bus, and all of a sudden
speaking to me?
it's been bombed, and you see all the dead people around you.
I'd
What
be
would you do?
traumatized. I'd be traumatized.
Okay, so this is how I live since I was born.
Wait, where do you live?
I live in Jerusalem
Where
for all
is
of
that?
my
I'm
life.
sorry, I'm educated. Wait,
So educate yourself, because you're talking about pictures you see online, and this is the real propaganda. We
Okay,
don't need
wait,
to apologize for
please,
having
please,
universities.
please.
We don't need to apologize for trying to protect ourselves, and just like try put yourself in a more educated place before you have criticism.
Listen to me. If you listen to any of the points I was making, I clearly stated that I'm open-minded and I know what's going on in Israel, and I know that there are innocent civilians dying, and yes, I feel bad for them. Yes, it's wrong, but yes, also Israel's done wrong, and yes, Palestine has done wrong. They have both done wrong. Okay?
Yeah, but
And
how
I feel bad.
exactly-
Obviously, if you've witnessed that at 5 years old, yes, I feel bad.
Let me
Okay,
tell you
but that
something. When you're in a war, it's wrong. People get die. Civilians get die. But it's not like we want to kill people. We don't use weapon in civilians' house.
About Israel and Palestine. Okay.
When you go to Gaza, believe me, what they do is like hiding in civilians' population. And that's the very big tragedy. So when you talk about the pictures and everything, I get it. We don't want to see people die. We don't want to see people in rubble. But I promise you, the moment you hear the alarms and bombs and you live your life from one explosion to another, or if any of your people, your family members or friends are being taken from their home, and you'll see the whole world cheering up.
Okay, wait. So you're from Israel, right?
Yep.
And your family members and your friends, they've been taken from their homes?
Yeah, some of them actually
okay,
been
okay.
taken.
You need to understand.
Some of them are Muslims, you know.
Okay, please listen. You need to. Your situation, what happened to you is not okay, and you need to be open-minded that it's happening to people in Palestine as well, and it's happening
No,
to
it's
people
not.
in Israel. Yes,
And
it
that's
is.
exactly
How are you
what-
telling? How are you telling me?
I can tell you exactly because I live here. You don't.
live in Gaza.
I have people in Gaza too. That's the complication of being an Arab in Israel. Some of us actually have family members in Gaza, or in Jordan, or in Egypt. Not like you imagine. I think all Israelis are white colonizers.
I
Let me
didn't
tell
think-
you
I
that
don't think-
we're mixed of everything.
See, I didn't think that. In Israel is a very diverse community. You can have people from the whitest to people from who literally look like they are actually Arab, and people who look like
Because
they
we
supposed to be
are
from
actually,
Palestine.
yeah, we're also Arab. We're
Yeah,
also
because
not,
I also
but-
do get that you guys actually like your ethnicity actually originates in Palestine, and then you know.
You say Palestine. My family was here before Palestine.
Babe, I'm
It
just
was-
saying. Babe, I'm just saying that you look like you're Palestinian, meaning you have roots from there.
It doesn't matter because before Palestine, it was a lot other names. What I'm trying to say is if you're not educated enough, please talk and speak to people from Israel before you talk about pictures you see. Like, I don't have I feel bad for Palestinians or
Okay,
people
but-
who's
okay, but
locked
could
in
you answer
Gaza,
me
but
this?
I'm not the one to blame.
Okay, could you? I'm not blaming you, but could you answer me this? Is there one university in Palestine? Can you name one?
Visit? What do you mean? Like, what is this even a question?
Like is there and it's not in the center? Like
There's
university-
many university and education places in Gaza. Not that many because it's not such a big place. I don't know if you're aware. It's not a big
Yeah, I'm
place. And also, if you look at the Judea and Samaria, you have universities, but it's not like you imagine a university. It's like women can't go without a niqab and hijab. You need to be on a certain standard, and you learn a lot. If you learn history and stuff, so you learn jihadist material like about killing Jews and stuff. It's not like you have a standard university like you have at the UK and everyone is learning the same thing. They have like other things they learn. It's with
Yeah.
Palestinian ideology, basically.
I'm also against like the whole like women are forced to wear the niqab and stuff. I'm very against that. I'm a very strong feminist. Honestly, only thing I support is the civilians, the innocent people being taken. If the innocent people are being taken and they're being treated wrong, it's really bad, and it's happening to people everywhere. But I'm sorry, yeah, I
No,
get that
I
this stuff has
think
happened to
you're
you, but it
wrong.
mostly happens in Palestine. That's my final argument. It mostly
People in
happens
Palestine are not being taken as children.
How do you know?
I know because you asked me how do you know? I
because
live
I know
here.
some people
I actually
from
live
there.
here. This is my reality. It's not what you see on TikTok. I live
I'm not
every
okay,
day.
but I'm talking about you know people from there, and you know people from there. Okay, I understand. You know people from there. Okay, I understand your family have been taken. I'm so sorry for that. Yeah. But also, there are literally, I'm telling you, people. How are you telling me that people are not being taken from Israel? No, from Palestine to Israel. How are you telling me that? Because I know for a fact they have. Because if
Name
why
one
would
child.
Why would
Name one
Palestine want
child who was
Israelis there?
taken. Why do you think we want to take people for what? Are we aliens? We just like to collect human beings? Like Israel is a very complicated
Then why
country.
is Palestine collecting you, huh?
What?
Are
Sorry?
you alien?
An alien? Like I don't understand. Like
Okay,
what?
Palestine is taking Israelis to make them.
It's not Palestine actually. It's jihadi.
Israelis are
and Hamas.
taking Palestinians to make them jobs.
To make them jobs?
Yeah, you see back in like
No.
Holocaust, you see the reason why they
Oh,
would take
gosh.
the Jews is because for jobs, you know, like you do unpaid work.
Oh wow, this is like the biggest.
I'm not comparing it
BS.
to the Holocaust. Do not put that in my mouth. I'm not comparing it.
Listen, that's wrong. That's totally wrong. I don't know where you get that information,
And
but
history?
nobody is taking people to slavery in Israel.
No, I'm not saying slavery. I'm not saying slavery. I'm saying
People from the
unpaid
Palestinian
labor. I'm saying
authorities
jobs.
are.
I'm saying, you know, you take them so you could do some unpaid labor and you can give them bare minimum.
That's a lie. Okay, first.
How are you telling me that's a lie? How are you telling me that's a lie?
I'll tell you.
I'm literally saying. I'm literally
Even
saying.
the opposite. Before the war, before October 7th, Palestinian could go and have.
Can I say something? Can I say something? What you see your friends that have been taken? What are they doing? What are they doing in Palestine? Tell me that. Can you ask me that?
My friends,
Yes,
have you seen the videos Hamas released about the hostages in the tunnels?
I beg tell
So
me.
please
what
watch it
is
because
happening to
it's
them.
not even
Tell
a possible
me by your
question.
mouth what is happening to them. I don't want to hear about videos. I want to know.
So my friend's been taken from the kibbutz. Kibbutz is like a small village with very nice civilians who go to work every day, drink coffee, and go back to their families. So one day, October 7th, they've been taken from their homes by armed forces coming all the way from Gaza. They've been taken alive or dead to Gaza, and now they keep them in tunnels. You never heard about it?
So they keep them in tunnels to do what? To go play dress up?
No, have you never? I'm just shocked. You this is new to you? Like it's...
Yeah.
Okay, so please explore about what happened on October 7th.
Can you educate me?
Gilad
Can you
Shalit.
tell me what are they doing in the tunnels?
They torture them and release videos. Do you know Daesh? Do you know what Daesh did? They take videos of them in the tunnels.
Yeah.
And they ask my government to give them whatever they want. And if not, they'll kill them, basically.
Okay.
They're hostages. Explore about it.
Okay.
And then
I have sympathy. But do you know what Israel is doing to Palestinians?
Yeah, I know actually.
Babies. Fresh out the womb.
Have you seen the baby who were kidnapped with their mom? And Hamas took a video of them.
All I'm hearing is kidnapping.
Have you seen it?
I'm not hearing.
It's a simple question. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
And you still think it's okay?
No, I don't think it's okay, and I know it's wrong.
They even took a
video. But at the same time, you need to accept that Israel has done wrongs. You need to accept that they are both.
Why do you? Wrong. This is whataboutism. This is like you're not recognizing the problem.
No, I recognize it. I recognize it, and I recognize. Yes, the hate group is in the wrong. Yes, the hate group has done wrong. They have done wrong, and they have gone and they have been come over here, I'm gonna go do it. But why are they doing that? Because Israel's doing that. Why is Israel doing that? Because Palestine's doing that. It's this ongoing feud. But I want you to accept that Israel has done wrongs. And don't side to me, because this is your reality, right? And I want you to be conscious of your reality.
Okay, I need to go to sleep.
Okay.
Good luck to you with exploring the truth.
Okay, have fun sleeping in your house. In your warm house.
I'm not going to apologize for having a house.
I'm not telling you to apologize. I'm telling you, you should be grateful and you should be happy.
You should be grateful for not having rockets on your head.
I'm not. I am grateful. I'm very grateful.
You sound like a very spoiled brat.
I'm not
actually,
a spoiled brat.
Because you're trying to make
share of stuff. And also, no, listen, I just want you to recognize that, if Israel has done wrongs, Israel is not perfect. Just like I've realized, Palestine is not perfect, but the civilians do not deserve this, and the people who have been taken hostage from Israel do not deserve this.
I'm actually never said anything different.
When I told you, can you accept that Israel's done wrong, you just went inside?
Well, let me tell you, maybe it's because you're very young, but when someone starts a war on you and you protect yourself, you don't need to apologize. And this is how I feel like.
Okay. So when someone starts a war on you, you don't have to apologize for
protecting myself.
Unaliving family.
If someone comes to attack me, I will definitely unalive him. If I'm
okay, but then would you unalive the distant second, third cousins?
No, but if he's
you wouldn't. Exactly, you wouldn't.
But I never said
No,
I
you
would.
just said you wouldn't. My point exactly. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong because if someone is attacking you, what do? You go and attack the group. You attack the group. Why are you attacking the civilians? Why are you attacking the father? Why are you attacking the doctors? Why are you attacking people? Why are you not
Just
attacking
watch the
your target?
videos, then you'll understand.
No, you don't understand anything.
No,
you
I think you
live
need to
there.
watch
Okay,
the
you live
videos.
there, but you're not being open-minded. You're not being conscious.
Well, honestly, I won't speak to you till you see the videos from October 7th, and everything is online.
You literally told me yourself you wouldn't do what Israel's doing.
Depends what. So it's not a yes no question.
If someone goes to attack you, you would attack them back, right? But you wouldn't attack their distant relatives. You wouldn't attack their mother.
Of course
you wouldn't
not. Of course not.
Of course not. Of course not. So why is Israel attacking, everyone else?
Everyone else.
Everyone else, the citizens. Who is bombing Israel? Who's bombing Israel? Can you tell me that?
Who's bombing Israel?
Who can you tell me that?
Yemen, Iran, Gaza.
No. Tell me the group in Palestine that's bombing Israel. How
It's
can
a lot
Yemen bomb? How can Yemen bomb Israel if Yemen is literally getting bombed?
Like
We
this
just
is
had
Yemen is in war right now.
well,
Yemen
this
is
is a
in
fact.
war.
They shoot missiles like
No, they
2 hours
can't.
ago.
They're focusing on their own country because they're literally in war. That doesn't make sense. It's only Iran, Pakistan, and like Turkey or like some
I
other
think
countries.
you're missing a lot of information. So
Okay, but can you tell me the group that's attacking Palestine?
there's many of them. You know what? Hamula,
Just name the most important ones.
Jihad, Islamic Jihad, Hamas.
Just name the one that started it all.
Hamas.
Okay, so now because the H group started it, okay, do you go and attack people outside the H group?
Well, it's very complicated. You know what
No, it's not very
Hamas
complicated,
means?
is it? Because if it was Palestine and let's say Israel and Palestine swap roles, they swap roles.
Listen, I'm tired. You're just lacking
If
of
you're tired,
information.
sleep then, babe. Sleep. No one's forcing you. Just go to bed knowing that you don't even feel sympathy. You don't even feel a touch of sympathy.
Okay, so you're full of sympathy, right?
I'm full of. I'm always.
Why don't you do something? Like, I mean, why don't you go to Gaza and help civilians?
Because I'm broke.
Okay, so go earn money. In your age, I was working in 2 jobs. I was
How
providing my
How old
family.
were you? How old?
I'm 35.
Uncle, go bed.
Okay, so good luck with being educated.
Yeah, I am educated.
No, actually, you're missing a lot
you're
of
actually
information.
you proved my point already. So
You sound like a very spoiled brat.
I am not. Yeah, I sound like a very. How do I sound like a very spoiled brat? Can you tell me that?
Your attitude first.
My attitude, yeah. I'm sorry.
You don't
my dad
say
didn't
anything.
Spoil me.
You don't say anything. You just talk about sympathy.
I'm sympathetic, and I told you that I understand Israel's side. What Israel's doing is not kind. I don't understand the government's side. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the government.
Bullshit.
The government is corrupt.
Okay, the government is corrupt.
Yeah.
Why don't you do anything? Like, if you really care about Palestinians, why do you just...
What can I do? Honestly, what can I do if I don't live there?
Go protest. Like, go
I
there.
do go protest.
Just go on the boat with your friends and Gerta and celebrate in Ibiza, and that would save the Palestinians.
Why would I go on a boat and celebrate?
Because that's what they do.
Wait, so are you telling me to stop living my life?
What do you want? Like, you want me to stop living my life?
No. I want you to recognize, the situation. I want you to say, yeah, I understand Israel has done wrongs. Israel is in the wrong. And
why do you care that much about what Israel done wrong instead of watching the videos from October 7 and see it yourself?
All you're mentioning is October 7.
But all the answers
can you
are in
mention
the videos.
other days to me? Can you mention days within this time period, this month, this year?
What?
Can you mention anything that Palestine has done which has globally affected Israel within these past few months? Because I can name you stuff that's... Why are you laughing?
Okay, this is really getting nowhere.
Globally affected Palestine.
Yeah, it's getting nowhere. So
Because literally Israel literally bombed Qatar's US. No wait.
Okay, good luck with that. Bye bye.
Okay, Abufia Katz, I want to talk to you. Not now, but I do want you to come back, and I want to talk to you about being here in Israel, how you feel being as an Arab. I'm really interested in wanting to know that. So come back.
No problem. I would love to. Best regards.
Thanks.
So have I changed things?
Okay, I'm just gonna say this is the second person. You're the second person that I've talked to that have actually acknowledged that H or whatever is not doing good things, but they also don't seem to get their head wrapped around the fact that if Israel wasn't doing what we were doing, there would be no Israel. Okay, there is no way that we can just pew leaders of H group and nobody else, because the people in Gaza are not leaving.
So we should unalive people.
We're not
so
trying
Israel can be in Israel. So we should unalive people so a country can be a country.
No.
No, that's what you just told me.
This is what you don't understand.
What Israel is doing now.
You are convinced that we are intentionally unaliving innocent people. And
Are
I'm
you
telling
not?
you
Are you?
for a fact, we are
No,
not.
listen. You go and no, your country goes, takes the bomb. Where's the most populated places? Where do I think kids will be sitting? Let me just bomb that place, knowing that that is not knowing that that is probably like a village where people live. They just go and bomb it. Why don't they bomb like the flipping what was it called? Wherever the H group stays, why don't they bomb there? Why did they have to go
Because
bomb the
H
village?
group is staying wherever the civilians are staying. They're going into the humanitarian areas, into the camps, into the tents, and put it rocket launchers to launch rockets into Israel. And so then Israel, the IDF, has to go and shoot rockets back into the humanitarian areas to where the rocket launchers are. The H group does this
And then
knowing
that
their civilians are going to get unalived. H group knows that they're putting their people in harm's way. They don't care.
Yeah, and I accept it. You know, you need to accept that Israel's doing wrong. And I don't know. I actually
There is
don't
no
know what's so
wrong.
wrong to
It
say
is not
yes.
against international law to go after.
But you need to accept that it's morally wrong.
It's not morally wrong.
It is
It's
morally
not.
wrong. How are you telling me it's not morally wrong to unalive people?
We are not unaliving intentionally.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Innocent civilians.
Your country has unalived kids, whether you like it or not. Who do the bombs hit? Who do the bombs hit? Children. Who do the bombs hit? Families. Who do the bombs hit? Children. Same like when Palestine throws the bombs and Palestine hits a child unintentionally. God forbid, now Palestine is the worst country out there.
Intentionally. Do you know that H group's rockets are not precise? They're not position guided. They just shoot it into Israel wherever they can shoot it, and whoever gets hit, it's indiscriminate.
Same with Israel, because if Israel really cared that much, why are there people passing?
Because
Can you answer me? If Israel cared that much about people being alive, why are people still passing?
Because H group is lying to you about who is being unalived.
No, they're not. Because I've seen it.
I've
heard it. I've seen the story.
Even H group, when they put out the numbers of who has been unalived, it's been proven at first they have misrepresented the percentages of women and children. They did that on purpose to get sympathy for you to go against Israel. Now, when H group puts out numbers, they do not distinguish between who is a civilian, innocent civilian, and who is part associated with H group and is an active combatant. You don't know.
Please, can you just admit that Israel has, gotten rid of innocent civilians? Can you just please admit? I've admitted Palestine. Listen. I've accepted the fact that Palestine has went and gotten rid of that Israel had that I've accepted that Palestine has maybe unalived some innocent civilians. You need to accept the fact that Israel has done the same 10 times worse, because you know why it's 10 times worse? Because Palestine doesn't have any resources. Palestine barely can even afford anything. Palestine can't, and maybe yes, it's Hamas keeping all the money, maybe yes, but we can't do anything. Can we do it? But we can't do anything. We can't. We really can't. But all I want you to do is, because at the end of the day, this conversation is pointless. But I just want to get this point to you that it's really not, Palestine's fault. And you need to accept that it's Israel's fault. Israel takes a huge portion of the fault. It's literally not just, freaking Palestine. Palestine literally is the weakest out of all of them. And you know why the other Muslim countries are not defending Palestine? Because why? Israel is powerful. Israel is literally powerful. Because if, let's say, it was a war country versus a war country, oh God, no one would care. Everyone would be like, oh, okay, let me just throw my rockets because this country can't do anything. But everyone knows that Israel is backed up by the US. Because Israel is backed up by the US, Israel's powerful, okay? And to Egypt, to Jordan, to all those other places, they are scared. They're like, oh, well, but I don't want to get bombed. Because Israel will attack them. Why are you laughing for?
Because I'm telling you, from being here and living here, I am trying to get through to you that you are not being told the truth.
I'm being told you're being manipulated.
I'm the one that's being manipulated.
Yes, you're the one being. I have seen manipulation. You're being manipulated.
I'm being manipulated, living here and experiencing what happened on October 7th.
You just keep bringing up October 7th. Why?
I have lived here for the last 11 years.
So you experienced something that is so bad once, while Palestine experiences the same thing
what they experience is due to their own actions. There are consequences for actions every time they try to obliterate Israel in their mind or try to shoot rockets. Things do not go well for them. Things have not gone well for them for the last 70 years since Israel has been created. You would think that they would get it through their mind.
I
Maybe they should just stop fighting and live together in peace with us. We have 2 million
How could they stop?
Arabs here.
How could they stop fighting?
We have
Because
2
once they
million
start
Arabs
fighting, you know what
living here
Israel
in
will do?
Israel.
Israel will go and shoot them to the point where they can't even move. It's like, okay, well now we're all gone. Because Israel literally wants Palestine. Israel wants to take over Palestine. That's Israel's final goal.
As long as we keep getting attacked, we will attack back, and we
As
will.
long as you keep getting, and tell me how often are you getting attacked? Tell me.
Did you hear about the terror attack that just
You're getting
happened?
attacked every day. You're
Yes, we just had a terror attack last week.
Are you okay?
Where,
and tell me
like,
how often Palestine's getting attacked.
Six innocent civilians were shot in a bus stop in Jerusalem.
Oh my God!
By somebody.
You know, 600 innocent Palestinians were.
So that's your moral equivalency. But as long as
honestly, I feel bad.
Palestinians dying,
You're just taking the piss. You're just taking the piss.
That means Israel is winning, and the people that are fighting us should just stop fighting us and live in peace with us.
So they should just back down and get on.
We want to live in.
You're speaking about peace. If Israel really wanted peace, Israel would have been like, "Hey, can you please stop bombing me?" Palestine would be like, "Okay, do you follow these rules?" And then Israel would, make a communication with them, and they'll both agree. Because Palestine wants you. You're asking as if Palestine doesn't want this to stop. Of course, Palestine wants this to stop. Of course, what are they gaining from this? They're gaining absolutely nothing. It's just political unrest. And Israel already is half developed. Palestine has lost all of development. Why would they want more political unrest so they can go into deeper and further, like development and debt? Because they can't afford anything. The healthcare is bad. Everything is bad. They can't afford food. They can't afford, that there's people getting pregnant left and right. And God knows why. And it's like you don't have any sympathy. Come on, feel something. Because I understand. Yes, what's going on is wrong. But at the same time, it's also like there's worse things happening in Palestine.
Okay.
And yes, those lives shouldn't have been taken. Yes, those lives shouldn't have been taken. But still, it's like, you need to recognize, because if I'm recognizing that Palestine has done wrong, you need to recognize that Israel is not.
When you have seen as many videos as I have of Palestinians who have gotten help from Israel only to turn around and then to commit a terror attack. There's a video circulating about a Palestinian woman in an Israeli hospital where her child.
Now tell me how many of those Palestinians that get attacked every day? Because maybe Israel feels generous. We need to get everyone to believe.
They complain we had checkpoints.
There's innocent people dying.
Listen
to me. There's innocent people passing in Palestine. Why? Why are innocent people passing in Palestine? Can you answer me that?
There's one reason on their side, and that is Islamic ideology, jihadist ideology. They want to die as martyrs. They want to die. You have seen fathers push their children in front of IDF soldiers and say, here's my child. This is what you do, isn't it? You pew him, go pew him. Pushes his 5-year-old child in front of an IDF soldier. The IDF soldier just stands there like, what are you doing?
Wallahi, just admit it.
There's nothing to admit.
I have admitted that Palestine. Okay, in fact, let me change my whole ideology. This time, maybe Palestine did not mean to shoot them. No, in fact, Israelis are going to the Palestinians, going to the hatred, saying, go, you're this, you're that, and that's triggering them. Because they're being triggered, obviously they're going to go do that, and because they've gotten triggered, it's okay. It's completely morally right to go and, unalive someone because they got triggered, right? Because that's what you're saying. Because what you're saying, Palestinians have put out
now we're circling back to Charlie
and said, go pee-pee them, and then they go and pee-pee them, and that's okay because the Palestinians told them to.
So you're
the Palestinians
circling back,
sick. They don't want their kid to live in this violence.
So you're basically circling back into Charlie Kirk, and you're basically justifying trans people being triggered by what other people say. And saying they have. There's an epidemic now of trans people pew-pewing people, just random people.
When was I talking about trans people?
When you first came up, this is supposed to be about Charlie Kirk.
No, like right now. When was I talking about trans people? Are you okay, man?
Okay. Oh, that was the first person I talked to. I'm sorry.
No, we were speaking about Charlie Kirk. But right now, I was not speaking about Charlie Kirk, and then you start speaking about Charlie Kirk. Man, are you alright?
It's the same mentality that you basically would excuse the person that pew-pewed Charlie Kirk because he was triggered, and like you have to feel bad for him because
no. You have to hear me out. I was being sarcastic. I was copying what you were saying because what you're saying is that the IDF got triggered, and that's okay, right? That's what you're saying.
No, I didn't say anything like that.
No, you said that. You said the Palestinians are giving their child to the IDF to pew them, and what does the IDF do? Pew them.
No, I said the opposite. I said they just stand there. They stand there and like look at him like, what are you doing? And like try to get the kid to go back.
So then why does the child end up passing?
He doesn't. It's just a video of
No, the child is
father.
feeding. Why is there barely any life in Palestine?
I think you haven't seen enough videos.
You're
like
being
in childhood.
arrogant. I think you're being arrogant, and you don't want to see the full picture. That's what I think.
There are millionaires in the West Bank. There are people in Gaza who are millionaires. They drive
There are
nice
people in
cars.
Gaza who are millionaires. Okay, tell me tell me the population of people who are in Gaza who are millionaires. The government, the lawyers, the people who are in powerful positions. Okay, but let's talk about the average citizen. Where does the average citizen live? The average citizen lives in freaking crumbles.
And then you want to blame Israel for it. So
I know, but I never. Yeah, actually, I'm blaming Israel for it because Israel has bombed the country multiple times. No rest.
there's no connection
as
between
you're saying, every
Israel.
single day. No, shut up. As you're saying, every single day, you know, Palestine is bombing Israel. So is Israel. Israel is bombing Palestine. Maybe twice as more than Palestine is, because Palestine barely has any resources. So if Palestine is bombing Israel once a day, then imagine how many times Israel is. Because we've established that Israel is way more powerful than Palestine. And all the other countries live in fear of Palestine. Why? Because Palestine is backed up by the UK and the US.
Hello?
Very rich
Oh.
AC country.
Why? Do you want to talk to me or you want to talk to this person over here?
I want to talk both of you.
Okay.
I was just waiting. She was ready.
I love your accent.
You love my accent.
Yes.
I was just saying I'm sorry for my bad English because I'm from Finland, so that is not my native language.
I like it.
Yeah, that is not my other language also because we speak in Finland Finnish and Swedish, and I don't know even not a word in Swedish. So, but I was just curious what you guys are talking about. So you are talking about Palestine and Israel, and can you show what is behind your head?
Sure. This is supposed to be about Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. Can I say a couple of words about him?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I try to be polite as I can.
Okay.
So, because I'm from Finland, so this is not my stuff. I'm not from United States. But Charlie Kirk was top of news in Finland because it was political murder. And I have seen what he was talking about. Like, I have watched the videos like a couple of years, and I have to say I don't agree what he's saying.
Me too.
In Finland, I'm far right. Like I do believe my own country. Like Finland first, others next. You understand? Own country first, and then everyone else. But like I didn't agree the things Kirk said or talk about. But for myself, I have 4-year-old daughter and a fiance. So I feel empathy for his children, the 2 children who will never
guys,
see again his father, or the wife who will never see his husband again, and also his parents who will never see their son again. So that's why I was crying as a man 2 hours straight because when my daughter was born, I understand what empathy was. Before that, I didn't have empathy for anybody else.
Okay. Well, that's great. I appreciate that. But Charlie, he was on the right. He just wasn't like on the far right. But people are trying to make him seem like he was like a fascist and an extremist, and he really wasn't.
He was just like really Christian person that I would say, because I'm from Finland, so I don't know the right words. I know there would be right words, but I don't know them because English is not my first language, so I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, Maze Rat, you left. Only one person at a time. I don't want people, like a whole bunch of people yelling. That's why I'm only putting 1 or 2 of you up at a time. If you want to talk to this.
Okay, are you going to ask me a question?
Can I ask you a question, Spogmai?
Yes.
What do you think about this, and where are you from? And I love that you said that my accent is, what did you call that, cute or?
I said I love the accent.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay. So wait, what do I think of Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, and about this stuff and his family, because I said I don't agree with the things that Charlie said, but I feel empathy for his kids and the wife because they lost somebody that they loved.
Yeah, I have the same views on you. never agreed with what Charlie Kirk said. I think I only agreed maybe once in my life, but honestly, I never agreed. And my views on, his unaliving is that it's very sad, it's very bad for his family, and also the fact is that before he passed, his last sentence was gun violence, and I feel like that is such like a contrasting thing that he was speaking about gun violence, and then he gets pew pew,
Yeah.
but I feel like it was such a shocking thing. I feel like it's so hard for his family, of course, because he's passed, and he was probably like the sole provider for his family, and he probably was a breadwinner. And I don't really agree with all his ideas, and I don't agree with him as a person. But at the end of the day, he was still a person, and at the end of the day, it was his views, and you cannot hate someone because of their views. At the end of the day, it's their opinion, and he probably exaggerated everything, just for some money. I think that's what people forget sometimes.
I agree with you. You're so like smart person to say that you should not do those things with because of some like views or like what do they think.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that is not right.
Yeah.
Like in Finland we have saying, if you piss off somebody because of what you are saying, you win the fight already. If somebody like has had to be violent because of something you had said, you have to win, because you hadn't been a violent person, you only said stuff, and somebody is being violent towards you, you had to win the fight already. So, but like, I don't agree the things that he said, but like, for the things you say, like, it's not right to be killed.
It's not right to be,
You have the
because of what
freedom
you
to
do.
speak
Yeah,
what
freedom
you
of
think.
speech. Like it was.
In your countries, forgive me for interrupting, but you guys in your countries don't even have like a right to have free speech like the United States does.
In
So-
Finland, we have the bigger freedom. You have to watch that from the internet. I don't want to be rude, but watch that from the internet. In Finland, we have very much rights. We are the Europe's first countries that have these rights. Like, we are the most happiest country in the world in the 8th time in the row, and we have the biggest military in the Europe. So you will have to watch that up.
Okay. So do you think that like what could be going through this man's mind? Like what did he think that was gonna like happen out of this?
Do you mean Charlie Kirk's mind?
No, like the guy that pewed him, this Tyler Robinson guy. Like what did he think would happen by doing this? Like,
What
why
will
would
he
somebody do
think?
this?
What will be happen that he shots the Kirk? I think that the shooter was really pissed off because of the things that Kirk said, and he didn't have the courage or ability be against him or talk about like as wise that the Kirk spoke for the crowd. Can you understand what I'm saying? Because English is not my first language, so try to read between the lines, because I sometimes can't find the right words, but maybe you can catch what I'm
Right. So
saying.
I was talking about conspiracies because there's a lot of conspiracies going on around this. One of the conspiracies is that the shooter was actually on the far right and pewed Charlie because he wasn't right enough or something. That's what they're trying to get people to believe.
I think that's not right. No. That is not the case. In Finland, we don't think that's the case. No. He was like, sorry, I don't like to swear because I don't know, is it allowed in your streams? But I'm
I think it's
appreciating
okay.
your streaming.
I think it's okay to say to a little bit.
Okay, if I can say, fuck, I don't know the word, but like the shooter was not thinking like the Kirk, not even like bit. I think he was like maybe a little bit. There was no like, damn, this is hard for me because I'm from Finland and we are talking about this stuff. So there is words that I don't know maybe, but like he was not thinking like the Kirk was thinking, and I think he was not from the right.
Okay, good.
He was from the people that thinks the immigration is like the gifts and you should give more rights to people that are like thinking to be something else than a human. Do you catch what I'm saying? Yeah, I think he was
connected to the left. He was
a
trans person.
Yeah,
He wasn't
trans. But something like that like he will be far from the right, something from the left, like accepting immigration and like appreciating that and not seeing the dangers and just hating the right.
Okay, so
Right.
Charlie was against, the illegal immigration and all that too. So
Yeah.
what exactly did you not agree with Charlie with?
I didn't agree. Can I say the first? I was voting in Finland the perussuomalaiset, and that is rights like population. We think the immigration is bad. We don't like the immigration. We try to stop it because there is so many problems and it's so much money from the government to
Right.
immigration.
So Charlie was against that. He even was with the people in the UK.
But he didn't like the immigration.
Right. No, he didn't like it.
Yeah, and we don't like it in perussuomalaiset. We are against that. We are not
Isn't
against
Finland- isn't
gays or lesbians, but I don't like that the things he said about abortions
Oh, abortion.
because he is a man and I am a man, but I can say the women that he can do with her body. But in perussuomalaiset in Finland, we're thinking that if you do abortion about over 5 times, then you will be castrated. That will be a great law, but that is not law right now. But we try to get that in law because it is not like if you get pregnant over 5 times and then you are like, okay, I want to kill this baby. It's not right. Then you have to get something else. Like you will have to use a condom or something else.
Okay.
But like you get my point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that is my fiance's point also, and of course she's a woman, so I'm not being a misogynistic or anything that the left is saying sometimes. In our friends there is lefts, and they has been saying that I'm so wrong with the things I'm saying with the immigration or the abortions or the women's rights, and I have never said anything bad about women's rights. Only the abortions, like the 5 times it's a maximum.
Yeah.
Then you will be the castrated, and that will be the right thing to do for myself because like isn't it?
Well, I don't think that's like, I don't know what percentage of women have actually had that many abortions. That seems like a lot to me. But,
maybe 5 or 3, but you understand my opinion about that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Like you have too many abortions, then you will be castrated. That will be the right. Fuck, I don't know. No, the word.
No, but I understand
And
you.
this pissed off me because I should learn more
Okay.
English. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Polski Crusader. Do you
Hello.
have anything to say? Hi. How are you?
Hello.
I would like to say Charlie Kirk was killed by Israel
Israel.
Okay. Why do you think that?
because just days before the incident, maybe even a day, he debated. I don't know if you know Ben Shapiro. He debated him, and he started. His views were, he was obviously a Zionist. He was supporting Israel, but in his last few weeks, he was definitely beginning to change his views. In the sense that he began asking Ben Shapiro, do the Jews run the media? Why is Israel?
I
Can
saw
I ask?
that clip.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that clip. That was sarcasm. That was satire.
I'm
He
sorry.
wasn't serious. You couldn't tell that he was joking when he was saying that.
Because I'm from Finland and I don't understand like everything you say. Of course, there are a lot of things like 99%, but like, can I ask, how do I say your name? Ski Crusader?
Polski Crusader.
Crusader. Polski Crusader. Yeah. Where are you from?
It's obviously Poland.
Poland. What do you believe in, Jesus or?
Jesus Christ, I'm a Catholic.
You're Catholic. Okay. Yeah, that was my only question. You can.
Okay.
So obviously, I have been looking at trying to dig deep into what exactly Charlie has said against Israel, and I have not really found that much. I saw that clip of him with Ben Shapiro. They were joking. They were joking with it because they said.
Can I ask who is the right in the Israel or the Gaza? Who is right? Like,
Are you asking me this?
for both of you, like who is wrong with the war and who is right? Who should win the war and why?
Now you're changing the subject. We were talking about Charlie Kirk, so I want to stick to one subject here.
Okay, we can say that, but like there was like a couple of words from those things.
Okay,
I was
get
just
into that.
curious.
Okay, I want to finish talking to this Polski person about his what he said.
Yeah.
So this is what the conspiracy that I've been reading about. I have been digging through everything, trying to find out exactly what Charlie has said against Israel. I have not found anything really that great, that, so bad that like somebody would unalive him for it. There's nothing. There's
He
nothing in it.
publicly said to Donald Trump he was publicly began to be afraid of Netanyahu. He said to Trump, "Do not go to a war with do not drag the U.S. into a war with Iran to appease
Yes.
Israel." He said this, and then I do believe it was Mossad who carried out the attack. They have overwhelming power in U.S. politics in general. Most definitely on the right.
What has happened? What do you think Mossad would get out of it? Like, is busy.
Charlie Kirk was
Okay.
a very influential political speaker on the right. He was a moderate conservative, so they tolerated him. But if he would express negative views about Israel, he could definitely sway a big portion of his viewership into.
What about Candace Owens? Candace Owens used to be employed, but okay, we lost the other person. Okay, I'm sorry. Candace Owens, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I'm talking. You just left. What happened? Are you there? Okay, nobody's here. What? I don't know what the hell happened. We were having a good conversation, and then people just disappeared. I don't know what happened. I can continue on what I was trying to say with these other people before they just disappeared. He was mentioning that he thought Mossad took Charlie out, and I was asking him, like, there are so many people who are speaking up against Israel that are prominent in the media that are on the right. One is Candace Owens, and she's still alive. And now I actually heard Candace Owens is also one of the ones that's saying that perpetrating this conspiracy, that she also thinks that Israel has something to do with unaliving Charlie, which I'm just saying, like, I just find it bizarre. I'm looking through all his stuff, and like, it's not like he was talking against Israel every single day. He talked about Israel, and then he said even a week before he passed, he was saying nothing but positive things about Israel. He was pro-Israel. The only thing that he spoke against was, again, I brought up the Palestine angle, and he had an interview with, I forgot her name now, remember it, and they were talking about how they were getting pushback from Jews, American Jews, and pro-Israel people for bringing up the idea that Epstein was like part of Mossad or something. And they were mad about that. And then also, Charlie did mention that he didn't think it was a good idea to go to fight against Iran, that he didn't want America to get involved in it. And for some reason, he seems to be a little misinformed about the influence of Iran against America. He didn't see Iran as a threat. And even though it's very public knowledge that the IRGC was also an enemy of America and wanted to see America destroyed even more than Israel. So I find that kind of puzzling to hear actually Charlie did voice that opinion. I don't think that's anything to be unalived about, saying that maybe we shouldn't go against Iran. And then he made a statement about Gaza, how he was questioning why Israel didn't know what was going to happen on October 7th. And he was questioning whether there was some kind of inside knowledge and they just like didn't do anything, or they knew about it was going to happen and they just let it happen. That kind of idea and conspiracy, which again is not that absurd or not that like outrageous. Because I myself, after October 7th, we all were wondering, how did Israel let this happen? There are many people here in Israel that still think that Bibi knew something about it, let it happen. And so they were bemoaning the fact that, people, even Israelis, can voice his opinion, but people outside Israel were getting pushback and going against by saying things like that. They weren't happy about it. But that's not a reason to be unalived. Charlie Kirk, I feel there was more reason for the left to want him taken out than anybody on the right. I don't know what you people are such anti-Semitic conspiracy theorists on the right that you want to blame the Jews and Israel for everything, and they must have something to do with it. And you're totally dismissing the main culprit, the main character, which is the left, the deep state in the U.S. government that is still there, and had something to do maybe with Trump almost being unalived before he got elected. Do you think the Mossad had anything to do with that? We want Trump. Israel wants Trump to be in power. So you guys need to take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and realize that Charlie was more of a threat to the left because he was speaking on college campuses, which is the bastion of liberalism and leftism and wokeism. Okay, he was speaking to these people, and he was saying how they were making a difference, and that more people were joining and waking up, and that is the threat. That is the threat. Not him speaking of, questioning anything on Israel. We have freedom of speech here in Israel. Okay, there are plenty of people, Israelis, who are saying the same thing. We're not being alive because we're questioning the government. Okay, so you guys all need to just chill out and realize that there is something else going on here, and it's not what you think. And that's what I have to say about this. So that's what I was trying to get across before these people just mysteriously vanished. Thank you, and I think I'm just going to end the live.